In the heart of a realm where ancient forests whispered secrets to the wind and towering mountains kissed the sky, there lived a young woman named Elara. Elara was no ordinary soul. She possessed a spirit as radiant as the dawn and a heart brimming with an unyielding determination. However, her life was far from a fairy tale. Elara's village, nestled beside the enigmatic Whispering Woods, was a place of simple joys and quiet sorrows. From a tender age, Elara had been acquainted with hardship. Her parents, once the pillars of her world, were claimed by a rare illness that swept through the village like an unforgiving storm. Left to fend for herself and her younger brother, Liam, Elara had to grow up faster than the other children. The Whispering Woods, which bordered their village, was a place of both beauty and mystery. Villagers spoke of ancient spirits residing within, their voices carried by the rustling leaves. Some said the woods held magic, both benevolent and malevolent. Elara, however, had always felt a strained connection to the woods. It was a place where she found solace, a sanctuary away from the harsh realities of her life. Every day, as the sun painted the sky with hues of gold and rose, Elara would venture into the woods. She would gather herbs, hunt for small game, and collect firewood. The woods provided for her and Liam, but they also tested her. The winding paths, the unpredictable weather, and the occasional encounter with wild creatures taught her resilience, resourcefulness, and courage. One fateful autumn, a shadow fell upon the village. A blight, unlike any seen before, descended upon their crops, turning the once bountiful fields into barren wastelands. Fear gripped the hearts of the villagers as their stores dwindled, and hunger gnawed at their bellies. Elara, witnessing the despair of her community, felt a familiar pang of helplessness. But this time, something was different. A spark of defiance ignited within her. She remembered her parents' words, spoken in hushed tones by the hearth. Within you lies a strength greater than any obstacle. Never let the darkness extinguish your inner light. These words, once a comforting lullaby, now echoed in her mind as a battle cry. Elara knew she couldn't stand idly by while her village withered away. She had to act. Driven by a fierce determination, Elara decided to venture deeper into the Whispering Woods than she ever had before. She had heard tales of a hidden grove, a place where ancient magic still thrived, and where a legendary herb, said to possess the power to heal the land, grew. It was a perilous journey, one that many villagers deemed foolish, but Elara's heart was resolute. With a knapsack filled with dried meat, a flask of water, and a heart full of hope, Elara bid farewell to Liam, promising to return with salvation for their village. As she stepped into the shadowy embrace of the woods, she felt a shiver run down her spine. The trees seemed to watch her, their branches like gnarled fingers reaching out. The whispers of the wind carried an ancient melody, a symphony of the unknown. Days turned into nights as Elara navigated the treacherous terrain. She climbed over moss-covered rocks, waded through crystal-clear streams, and traversed paths that seemed to shift with every step. Along the way, she encountered creatures of myth and legend. She befriended a wise old owl who guided her through the darkest parts of the woods, and she outsmarted a cunning fox who tried to lead her astray. The woods tested her at every turn. She faced her fears, both real and imagined. She battled exhaustion, hunger, and loneliness. But with every challenge she overcame, her spirit grew stronger, her resolve more unwavering. She discovered within herself a wellspring of resilience she never knew existed. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in fiery hues, Elara stumbled upon a hidden clearing. In the center of the clearing stood a tree of immense size, its branches reaching toward the heavens like the arms of a benevolent giant. The tree glowed with a soft, ethereal light, and around it the air hummed with a palpable energy. As Elara approached the tree, she felt a sense of peace wash over her, a tranquility that calmed the turmoil within her heart. And then she saw it. Nestled at the base of the tree, bathed in its radiant glow, was a herb she had been seeking. Its leaves shimmered with an otherworldly luminescence, and its delicate petals seemed to pulse with life. With trembling hands, Elara carefully harvested the herb, her heart swelling with gratitude and hope. She knew that this was a key to saving her village. But as she turned to leave, a voice, ancient and powerful, echoed through the clearing. "You have shown great courage, Elara," the voice said. "You have faced the trials of the woods and emerged with your spirit unbroken. But your journey is not yet over." Elara turned to see a figure emerge from the shadows. It was an ancient spirit, its form shimmering and ethereal. Its eyes, like pools of molten gold, held a wisdom that spanned centuries. "The herb you seek will heal the land," the spirit said, "but true healing comes from within. You must also heal the hearts of your people, mend the wounds of despair, and rekindle the flame of hope." Elara listened intently, her heart pounding in her chest. She realized that the spirit spoke the truth. The herb alone could not save her village. They also needed hope, faith, and the courage to believe in a better future. With the herb in her possession and the spirit's words echoing in her heart, Elara returned to her village. Her arrival was met with tears of joy and sighs of relief. The villagers, who had almost given up hope, were overjoyed to see her. Elara wasted no time. She prepared a potion from the magical herb and distributed it among the villagers. As they drank it, they felt a surge of vitality coursing through their veins. The blight receded from the fields, and the land began to heal. But Elara knew that her task was not yet complete. She gathered the villagers and shared the spirit's message. She spoke of the importance of unity, of resilience, and of the power of hope. She reminded them of their inner strength, the same strength that had carried her through the whispering woods. Inspired by Elara's words, the villagers came together. They worked side by side, tending to the land, rebuilding their homes, and supporting one another. They shared stories of their struggles and their triumphs, and in their shared vulnerability, they found strength. Slowly but surely, the village began to heal, not just physically but also emotionally. The blight was gone, the fields were fertile once more, and the hearts of the villagers were filled with a newfound hope. Elara, once just a young woman facing hardship, had become a beacon of light for her people. And so, the tale of Elara and the Whispering Woods became a legend whispered from generation to generation. It was a story of courage, resilience, and the enduring power of the human spirit. It was a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always a spark of hope within us, waiting to be ignited, and that with courage, determination, and a belief in ourselves, we can overcome any obstacle and emerge stronger than before.